The role of AI in climate modeling, predicting and mitigating natural disasters. Hi discovers. Welcome back to my channel. Artificial intelligence is now playing a role in manufacturing, education, and many other fields. But can AI help us save the planet? How can AI contribute to controlling climate change, and are there ways it can harm our environment? In this video, we will discover the role of AI in climate modeling. As the world grapples with the effects of climate change, the role of artificial intelligence in climate modeling is becoming increasingly important. As the planet warms, extreme weather events become more frequent and intense, sea levels rise, and ecosystems are disrupted. The need for accurate forecasts and effective mitigation strategies has never been more urgent. AI, with its ability to process and learn from large amounts of data, offers promising solutions to these challenges. Let's dive in. While AI is still in its early stages, there is no doubt that it can play a big role in mitigating climate change. Although AI cannot solve the climate crisis on its own, combining it with our environmentally friendly practices can make a big difference in the way things are done. In the near future, we may see this technology make great strides in cooling our planet, but as AI becomes more prevalent, its environmental impact must also be acknowledged and perhaps minimized. If you are curious, watch till the end. The interesting thing about AI is that it applies to many things we do, including activities that were previously only possible for humans. Climate change is one of the most difficult scientific problems humans have ever faced. It is an incredibly complex system with an enormous number of variables. When people talk about climate change, they focus on the physical aspects of climate, such as the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, temperature, precipitation levels, and wind patterns. But all these characteristics are shaped by an ever-changing living planet. If you removed life from planet Earth, it would be a completely different environment. Climate datasets are huge and take significant time to collect, analyze, and use to make informed decisions and real policy change. Applying AI to the ever-evolving elements of climate change can help us make more informed predictions about changes in the environment so we can apply mitigation efforts earlier. Artificial intelligence combines predictions based on trends and patterns with extensive data collected. Models are at the core of forecasting, but people must trust the models to rely on these models to make decisions. Scientists are asking why questions, and policymakers are weighing costs and benefits based on data collected and analyzed by researchers. AI is one of the tools that gives us insight into where the uncertainties associated with climate change come from, which can feed back into better monitoring programs, improve models, and help us understand what the models are telling us as part of that. Model system. Assurance, or trust, is a key component of using AI. Climate change is a global emergency that challenges a wide range of scientists, engineers, and industry experts to use their knowledge and skills to find solutions to protect our planet. Not surprisingly, some such solutions are made possible by artificial intelligence. Monitoring changes in land use. Land use on our planet today plays a major role in climate change. Large-scale farming, deforestation, housing development, and roads contribute to global warming through carbon emissions and the removal of natural habitats. In addition, more ways are needed to use land in a way that does not harm the environment. Therefore, it is important to monitor this so that we can better determine how land is used or abused, mainly by large organizations with the infrastructure to transform large landscapes. In this way, we can use AI to see how we can improve our land use practices and perhaps get new ideas about how to use land more efficiently. Example, using stretches of desert to build solar panel farms or coastal areas to use tides using areas. Providing environmental warnings. An alarming consequence of climate change is the increased frequency of natural disasters such as floods and forest fires. These events can be devastating and claim many lives, so it is critical that we have the technology to monitor the Earth and alert relevant parties of impending threats. So, predictive AI can be useful here. Artificial intelligence can use sensitive devices, monitoring gear, and similar technology to learn natural patterns in different environments and alert if something has changed. For example, an AI tool can monitor weather systems, predict or record rainfall, warn of extreme temperatures in arid forests, and more. On the topic of climate change-fueled crises, AI may have the ability to formulate effective evacuation, rescue, or rebuilding plans in the event of a disaster. For example, AI can assist architects in finding appropriate evacuation routes or building more disaster-resistant infrastructure to minimize damage should such an event reoccur. Monitoring carbon footprints. Carbon emissions are a major contributor to climate change, with 1.5 trillion tons of CO2 emitted since 1750, according to our world data. It is clear to most of us that tackling climate change mostly involves reducing carbon emissions, but this is not the case. So far so good on a global scale. Using AI, the carbon footprints of large companies such as oil and gas companies, apparel manufacturers, and large-scale farming enterprises can be continuously monitored to determine the impact their operations are having on our planet. Alternatively, AI can track the carbon footprint of individuals or entire populations, such as residents of a major city or small town. As future carbon emissions can be predicted, the use of predictive AI by using data analysis and machine learning to make predictions can play a role here, allowing us to see how things might turn out based on our current activities. This, in turn, can help with environmental laws and regulations enacted by the government. Another interesting potential use of AI to reduce the global carbon footprint is to determine where the major sources of carbon emissions come from, highlighting the main contributors to the problem. This can be done on both a small and large scale, but either way, it can provide some key information about what or who is harming our planet. Observing the climate. We already have plenty of technology to monitor our climate, but integrating AI into such devices allows us to take things up a notch. With the help of artificial intelligence, it is possible to obtain certain climate patterns that have gone unnoticed using conventional methods, such as certain trends that can reveal how our planet is changing. What's more, AI can draw important conclusions about where our climate is headed, allowing us to better mitigate negative impacts. To achieve this, equipping orbiting satellites with AI capabilities can be useful so that they can draw a bigger picture of the state of the planet. But AI climate monitoring can also be used on a smaller scale to assess the changing nature of a single ecosystem. Regardless of scale, machine learning can go a long way in teaching us how our actions affect the climate. One of the challenges we have in really understanding climate is really understanding the complexity of the living part of our ecosystem, especially our oceans. The ocean presents a number of difficulties, including the high cost of deploying and maintaining the number of ships we need to monitor the ocean and collect the data we need. Robots are increasingly being used for this purpose, but their autonomous capabilities must be improved. This is where AI comes into play. The additional monitoring and prediction that AI provides to researchers is valuable, but there are costs that must be considered to assess the true benefits in climate change work. In general, each new generation of processors performs more calculations for less power, but the AI demands for computation are triggering an explosion of investment in computational power. The AI technology we have today is partly due to the enormous computing power we have at our disposal. In conclusion, AI can play a critical role in increasing our resilience to the impacts of climate change by helping us identify risk factors and develop plans to mitigate them. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and follow for more.